Hey, what's up? A little while back, I posted a post on Facebook about how I thought seminary was wasteful. I got some responses from friends on there, and I've been meaning to reply, but I thought it would be just easier to get my thoughts out on video real quick. I actually have a lot of thoughts on this subject. You'll have to forgive the awkward phase of the beard. I got some rogue hairs going on, just trying to grow this out a little bit to increase my anointing. So anyways, these are my thoughts on why seminary is wasteful. First of all, if you look at history, you see a lot of people that went to seminary, probably more so in the last 100 years, that did not use that education. They got equipped for ministry and then found out that they weren't suited for ministry or whatever reasons, they never became ministers because seminary did not not only confirm their calling, it just didn't even adequately prep the person. Then you have a number of people that didn't go to seminary, or even non-Christians that never went to university that were highly successful. These are highly driven individuals. So I think that the key question is not the seminary, but the person and what they're going to do with the tools presented to them. Are they going to capitalize on what resources they have? Are they going to steward what resources they have? Are they going to use them well? Are they driven? Are they motivated to serve God and serve people? And with or without seminary, you can achieve that. Now, back in the days, 200 years ago or more, universities were very useful. They brought information all centralized into one building where someone could go and, spend years reading and studying because all the information was in a centralized location. But now we have information everywhere. We have an information boom in the world, and that is no longer necessary. It's dinosauric, it's archaic, it's inefficient, and silly. I love to go to a bookstore. I love to walk in a library and look around and smell the books and open the books and touch the books. It's great. It's a great atmosphere. It's an atmosphere of learning. And so there is a place for things like that, and there are pros to going to a university or a seminary. The main ones that come to mind are for networking, new ministry opportunities, perhaps business opportunities, meeting new people and stuff. But I think that the trade-off we get for what we spend to go there for that experience is very lopsided. And there are other ways to network and other ways to meet people. So, anyways, then we have the whole, the way that schooling has become a business and in the secular world, and prices have become outrageous and are designed just to get people in debt and make them slaves, not to give them liberty and education and equip them to go out and succeed in the world. And then so the Christian seminaries come right along and they mimic this broken, corrupt, worldly system of charging money for this stuff. You can charge money, but not greedy amounts, not unrestrained capitalistic amounts. Don't get me wrong, I love capitalism, but not unrestrained. I love free market. I love doing away with protectionist tariffs, and I'm against subsidies and all that, but you can't let it go completely unregulated. The market will not regulate itself. It can in some situations, but it's inefficient and slow, and it doesn't always win. That's another subject. Anyways, so now who are the ones saying how important seminary is? It's usually the seminary professors. Why? Because that's their job. And these are experts in the field, and they have a reason that they're professors, but they could be using their gifts in my opinion, other ways, better ways. Another pro of going to university is that interaction with your professor where you can ask them questions, but nowadays you could easily do that on a forum. You could even set up a Christian forum with all kinds of professors. You have access there, and maybe you pay a donation to be able to ask them a question, or you can even set it up on cryptocurrency where when you ask them a question, you pay with the cryptocurrency, and then, just as a thank you for their time. There's all kinds of different ways that you could set up a system like this. So the two trade-offs would be networking, meeting new people, being in the atmosphere of learning, maybe being motivated by your other peers, and then having one-on-one access to the professors. But there's other ways to do that. And I believe people would be much better equipped for ministry in their local congregations, doing ministry, being shepherded and pastored by elder shepherds and pastors, right there, immediately implementing what they're learning into practical outworking, into practical service, into practical teaching. You learn much better when you're teaching. Somebody who's going to teach on a subject will dig and learn that subject much better than if they're sitting in class just trying to pass a test. Far better. And you're sitting in these tests. I watched some of these seminary courses online, the free ones, and literally I have sat through 40 minutes of nothing. They're talking about the curriculum, they're talking about that or this, and you get no value. No value. And now they're saying that we're in the age of the non-expert, where all these people are going blogging or creating YouTube channels, and they're educating people, and people are ignoring the experts and going to these free YouTube channels. Well, are they getting worse information? Not necessarily, not all the time. You got to give them credit. These guys might not be professors, but they're hustling. They're learning, they're regurgitating, they're teaching. And it of course, is up to the viewer how they're going to digest that information, and they have to filter out, through the good and the bad and whatnot. But the thing is, we have all these professors charging exorbitant amounts of money, wasting their time working in an unneeded profession from, another century that is teaching people slowly. You have to get up, you have to eat breakfast, put on your clothes, travel to the seminary unless you live there. If you live there, you're paying more money, so you're wasting time, you're wasting money. Then you're sitting in class where 40% of the class time is value. Literally, something like that. It might even be less. I don't know. The professor goes through his outlines, goes through his notes, and does a lecture. When you have a YouTube channel in 20 minutes with the same information, boom, 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 that's more engaging, more visually stimulating, helps you learn better. So why don't these denominations, you can have an ecumenical university, you could have interdenominational or denominational. One denomination can come together and say, let's get our best professors, each to teach a series of lectures on this topic, and put video animations to it. Like, this is that age, and stop wasting money. And then you can, have the students teach themselves or write papers in response, have a system of grading and whatnot, and at the same time serving in their local churches. They will learn better, they will do more, they will realize faster if they're called to that ministry without wasting that time and wasting that money. And I believe God said for us to redeem the time, for the days are evil. There's other verses, I won't go into them all because it's mostly deductions you have to make about how we use our finances to the glory of God. Well, one easy one is whatever you do to the glory of God, whether you eat or drink. So, and then we have, give us this day our daily bread. We're praying for God to bless our economy, to provide, and we're wasting money and wasting time on seminary, on God's stuff. So, if the person is called to do ministry, they will sit down and consume books, and they will do ministry, and they don't have to pay tens of thousands of dollars to be able to talk to professors wasting their lives. So, yeah, that's my feelings about it. Like I said, there's some pros about it, but I don't think the trade-offs are worth it. And there's much better ways that we can be training up ministers for ministry now in one-on-one settings. So just some food for thought. I believe that ideas have consequences. I thought I would get this out there. Most of you will think I'm a nutcase because I have only a partial awkward beard. But the rest of you, maybe in the next 20 years, we'll see the light and we can manage God's resources better as the church. God bless. Bye.